Okay, YouTube is working. All right, cool. So let me just share it to Facebook, and then we should be good. Copy the embed. Boom. Let's go to Facebook. YouTube is working. All right, cool. So let me just share it to Facebook, and then we should be good. Copy the embed. Boom. Facebook. Okay. All right, this should work right here. Tag Tiffany, Mika. Cuba. Hey, Robert, I'm gonna have Tiffany tag you, bro.
I'm still here. I ran into the house for a second.
All right, so I just tagged them a minute so we can go ahead and get started. I know everybody who'll be looking at the video will be like, man, this was a long setup, but this is what happens when you deal with this social media stuff. That's the vibe you got to deal with because it ain't always right. So let's get the show started. Today we're without the ladies. We got a special guest here all the way from Chicago Heights, Mr. Robert Barnes, brother. Thank you for coming on. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate the invite.
Certainly, man. You know, you was dropping them gems the last time you was on, so we definitely had to get you back on. And in this situation, with the ladies being out, we always are trying to get more brothers in here to do the talking, because a lot of times it seems that as Black men, especially when it comes to relationship, our point of view ain't never being told. You know, we almost have to kick back a bit and listen before we get a say-so in. So I appreciate you being here.
For sure.
All right. So with that being said, man, the topic today, the first topic that we're talking about is, do women really know what they want in relationships? You know, have you ever been with your lady and she said she was hungry, you hopped in the car, you drove around for hours trying to figure out what she wanted to eat, and then you had to make that call. And then when you made the call, she got upset because it really wasn't what she wanted to eat, but she didn't know what she wanted to eat?
No, I never had one like that, but I'll tell you an incident where, you know, my wife gave me an order. I went to the restaurant, thought I did everything right, came home, all hell broke loose. Because I added something that she didn't want. So, you know, I get it. But, you know, with men, we'll still eat it. But my wife, she didn't eat it. So, you know, it is what it is. You know how it goes.
Oh, certainly. And that's kind of how it is with relationships in general. Because what I'm always hearing online is that women always saying they're looking for the next husband, right? And men are typically saying, we're not necessarily saying we're looking for the next wife. is typically we're just trying to find somebody to see if they're worthy enough to be a wife. But I'm also always hearing from women that in those situations, the ones that's looking for a husband, that the man or the relationship is moving too fast. Do you think that this is like one of those things where sisters, they kind of know what they want, but they don't know what they want?
I think what the issue is with most women these days is that they're looking for a particular type of man.
Ooh.
And not necessarily a good man. So, when I always tell people this, people be like, I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. That's what I hear from a lot of females. I don't just want to settle. We all settle. We all settle because no one in this world is perfect. Right. So, women tend to think men don't want a woman that make $1 million. Yeah, we want a woman to make $1 million.
Right on.
We want a woman that's straight with her finances and don't have to depend.
Oh, was it that Zoom being Zoom? Brother Robert, I think we lost you. Q-Bear, you on?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think Brother Robert, we lost him real quick. He was making a good point. When he gets back straight, let's let him wait. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good. Just got off the air from, Lissa Jones, and a powerful, powerful sister handling business and talking about it the way TI is. So, it's always good to be the board operator and to make sure things is functional in the building so she could do what she do. I'm just glad to be in the room.
Okay. That's what's up, brother.
Yeah, but catching on to what he was speaking about, and I just caught the tail end on from where he was at, but talking about that men, and the perceptions of what men like and want and don't want. Well, like he was speaking about, yes, men, brothers do want a sister that makes a large amount of capital in what she does, but then even beyond that aspect of it, there also is some other things that fall into place with that. Is, she got to be heart-giving, she got to, be able to want to share herself, regardless of how many times she's went through some things, because we all go through them. But, right. In the process of that, you want somebody that's willing to give their heart, that's willing to say yay or nay to whatever it is and be truthful and honest about what the real deal is, not come up with a fabricated story because of what was and what used to be. Because when a man is looking for a woman, he's looking for a good thing, regardless of what some of us perceive to believe. And in the process of it, you want her to be able to give you forward of what she really has to offer. But then you got to be, as a man, up for the same task. Don't have expectations for them and don't have none for yourself.
Oh man, that's always the major case of the expectations. For me, I would say that what I've learned is that brothers are in a position where,
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. You back in the fold. So Q, I would say brothers are in a position where it's kind of funny these days. I feel like that a lot of brothers, like Robert was saying, we're not intimidated by women who make money.
Right.
Like, that's asinine. Like that's not how black men think. And I think a lot of things that are said about black men are without black male participation. It's not like we're co-signing or denying anything. We're just not a part of the conversation. So it's a lot of assumptions about us. Even though people can be laying next to us, they can walk past us every day. It's never, so brothers, what do y'all think? It's typical. Right. This is the way y'all think.
They're going to tell you how you're supposed to think or what you're thinking without asking you. Because, and that's what's the biggest part about relationships, where we have the problem now, and that lineup of communication. Both parties got to be able to listen, but then everybody can't talk at the same time. And then you got to include your significant other, or that one that you're looking forward to being your significant other, just to find out how they are and how they react and how they respond to certain things. Relationships is a lot of times, for some of us, it's a fly by night. You know, who's ever flying that night, that's who we fly at. That's why we spend a lot of times in the clubs.
Right
You
on.
know, but then we gotta break down that system of not everybody that's in the club is looking for somebody, because most of the ones on a bigger percentage of 80% already have somebody. They just wasn't with them that night. And so
Facts.
then when you shoot your game, then all of a sudden they like what you're saying. They don't tell you the other parts to their part. You know, but then also, you know, anything and everything I say is a 50-50 straight down the middle of the block of the road. You know, it's not one side is right and the other side is wrong. Hey, it's we got a 50-50 in this thing, you know, and then you got to figure out how much of a percentage you want to put into it in order to find out if it's real or not. You know, that's the real case, man.
Y'all talking facts. What you think about that, Rob?
I agree with you 100% on that. You know, I think with any relationship, for me, well, I'm not gonna say for me, I'm gonna say most people, you usually know if you want to be with somebody within the first 15, 20 minutes of conversation.
No, it
You-
is.
And some, like I said earlier, some people tend to be looking for a particular type. And that's what kills it. That's why so many single people out here now, because they looking for a particular type of person instead of looking for a good person.
Oh, oh. That's something to talk about all into itself instead of a good person. I always hear women complain about brothers being narcissistic. And what I always like to point out to them is their favorite celebrities are all narcissistic, male and female, the people that they idolize. They don't tend to pick the humble folks, you know, the people that don't have all the photos and don't have all the notoriety online. They tend to pick the dude that's, you know, you seen Puffy make them kids, what he do, make them walk to get them cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's narcissistic type personality, right? You know, those are the type of people, and I'm not saying all of us or all black women or all black men are enamored with those kind of people, but a large portion of our community look up to those people. But until they have to get in a relationship with that type of person, right? So that person typically is a me person. That ain't gonna be no person for you. So if you want somebody who got these celebrity type qualities, right? That type probably ain't the type to want to be in a relationship. You know, and I think that's part of the issue too, with people not necessarily wanting to sleep with or date the sanitation worker, even though that brother got a job with benefits.
Exactly. And that person could have been on his job for 25 years and they still look at that person like it's not enough. Yeah. And you know, some men are behaving that way too. And I always, you know, get a little bit offended because, you know, even if my wife didn't have a dime, I still rock with her because I'm not with her for what she has. I'm with her for the love that she gives. You know, I don't care about your financial status or none of that. All I need to know is that you down for me and you gonna ride for me and you gonna, you know, if my situation is messed up, you got me. And that's the type of person people need to be looking for. It's not about the Mercedes Benz or you know the purses and all that bull crap that they could receive from somebody, because you should be able to carry your own weight. What you looking at me for to make sure you could do everything, you know, when you should be able to do everything for yourself. It's different, you know. And then when you rocking with somebody for real, that stuff don't matter. Hey, go get what you want.
Yeah.
In our business together, you know.
And see, and that's the truth again. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want somebody on your team that's a team player, and the both of y'all plan on winning, because you can always be on the practice squad and never get in the game at all.
Hey, you know the problem is?
That's facts.
A lot of them are practice squad players acting like starters, though. And that's the major issue. You know, you know what you're willing to put up with and what you done been put up through, and you running around here acting like you supposed to be first in line, and you ain't never really sat down and try to become wife material. So you know, like if I meet a woman and I know she got a past, the past ain't nothing. But if
Right.
I'm coming from stability and you coming from instability, how can I take instructions from you on stability when you've never showed that in your life? That's not a part of your ethos. You go from man to man to bed, and then here I come. I've been with the same woman for 20 plus years. You think I'm about to take some advice from you on how to be a loyal man and what a real man like? I mean, I know you got a large sample size, but how am I supposed to take your advice?
Not gonna be able to. You know, people like that, they never know what they want. They're gonna keep on moving and keep on moving and keep on moving because they feel like they look for a particular type. You know, I got buddies, man, that they'll be into a girl, but as soon as they get with them physically, they don't even want them no more. You know, and that's why women are starting to behave that way because they tired.
Yeah.
You know?
But see, it's the lineup of expectations. When they jump in real quick and they ain't sure what they're looking for, then all of a sudden they say that I think this is what I want. And they steadily going for it. And then all of a sudden they really hook up with it and then find out that this person ain't really who I thought this person was. Or I thought the mindset was a lot different. You know, presentation makes a big difference. But at the same time, if you ain't presenting nothing or they don't see nothing, they're going to bypass you like that little rock sitting on the corner of the curb. You know, you kick them around. You constantly kick them around. So if you're trying to be in a relationship, and it's hard out here. I'm older than I know I'm older than Thomas. I don't know how old you are, but I'm probably the oldest on this mic. You know, and I'm the single one for sure, but got options. I mean, that's not a question.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, when you looking and you're trying to say, well, is this somebody I want to be with, or is this somebody I want to settle down with, or where are we at, or what can we, you know, those are conversations before you just automatically think, you know, you got to get the good goods, you know, because there's those particulars out there giving up the good goods and it don't matter to them. And so some of them that's looking, you know, the nice guy, he gets stuck in it, then he don't know what to do because all of a sudden he done locked into this club girl. And then he thinks that this is what I want because everybody else want it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have somebody that somebody else don't want, you know, but at the same time, you got to know what you're looking for in the process.
But if she belonged to the streets, bro, she belonged to the streets.
And that's
the biggest issue that we've had lately is that we can't say she belongs to the streets, no fault to no man whatsoever. That's her desire. If you can run around here, remember when you got older, one of the first phrases we all uttered, I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. You know, when you do what you want to do, you have to take the consequences for your choices and accountability. You don't get to blame a second party or a third party for your choices. The issue that I feel like we have in our community is two things. Neither side knows their value or their worth, right?
Right.
Give up the head or give up the ass too quick. And the same with brothers. We have to stop allowing women to say because they gave you head or because they gave you ass, that's all you're worth. You're worth a lot more than them just giving you sex too. Somebody should be able to give you a chance to get a glimpse into their mind, to understand their soul and their personhood and who they are. Because if you can't exchange that, then it's going to be like what he said about his homies. Then you get in it, and then once you really see who they are, it's like, yo, I'm good. Because besides the purse, the hairdo, and the nice ass in the jeans, ain't nothing else there.
Hey, well, I mean, man, there's certain parts of the anatomy that we look at that we automatically are drawn to, you know. But then at the same time, you know, if some of them parts don't be there into its fullest point, that don't mean you can't, you know, make something with it because, you know, it's not always about the physical, you know. But the first thing that we elevate into is the physical. That's the lineup of attraction. But man, get to sit down and have a conversation with who you're trying to talk to. You
That's
know,
true.
and if she don't have the time for you, then she really ain't the one for you. But we spend most of our time trying to chase at it, trying to convince her, and she's already been convinced from the very beginning. And that's why, you know, like he said, you know, in the first 15 minutes, you already know whether to or not to and what you're gonna do. You know, it's just like going on a date, and you go on a date, you had a great time, but she was bored as hell. So how do you balance that out?
Yeah. And you know, another thing, it's crazy that women tend to push away the ones that they really like the most, though.
Ooh.
You're moving too fast.
Yeah. Like let's slow it down, but they know they really want to be a part of your life, and they push you away. And then when you move around, then they trying to come back, you know, because the one thing that I know is women don't think men get fed up too. You know,
Right.
a man will chase you for so long, and then after a while, he gonna be like, go ahead and run. Then I'm not chasing you no more. We just move on to the next one, you know. And women tend to take men for granted.
And that's the biggest thing right there, is taking each other for granted. Because, you know, once you do that, then you really don't care about the person that's in front of you, you know, or you don't have respect for the person that's in front of you, you know. And then it's like, you know, like you're saying, it's like that good guy. That good guy may be there and be around for real, and he wants to spend some time with you. But then, you know, that same girl who says she wants a good guy will choose you last in that line. If there's 6 people standing there, you'll probably be the 6th person that she come up to, because she wants to try the other 5 to see what's best for her.
Mm.
And then she'll bypass all of them 5 when she finally get to you. And then by that time, you done said, man, I done just watched you go through these 5 dudes. What am I going to do with you now? Gone where you going. And you could have been the best thing for her. But she wasn't ready for that lineup. So you got to be ready for what you're looking for.
No doubt, no doubt. And that, you know, that goes back to knowing your worth, though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know, I mean, think about it. I always say this. Every time a woman tell me about a man she met and she said he was a dog, I know it was another dude that was hollering at her at the same time that she did not choose. She chose the dog. She chose the dog. The good dude, she told him he too boring. He ain't got the right body type. He ain't the right height. He ain't got the kind of money. And then you find out the person that she chose, he ain't even that body type. He ain't got the money. He ain't got nothing else. He got the drama that comes along with them. And we have to be real, especially in this age of reality TV. A lot of women are addicted to drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, you know.
It's called drama queens. Hey, it is what it is. You know, they got I almost think that they actually go to some theater class or something to practice that kind of thing. Because it's like they come at you with this image, and then you be looking at them, you be like saying, well, wait a minute, well, where did this come from? You know, and then you really try to figure out, are they really like that? And I'm not talking about all women, but there's if you look at the balance and balance it out on women, there's a lot of women that got some crazy mindsets to where if you take time for it, you take time out with it, that's your fault on you when you already know what was in front of you.
I'm guilty.
We all guilty.
I'm guilty. I'll be the first. But here's the thing, though. I'm going to own up to my choice.
Yeah.
Right? And the problem that I see in a lot of these things when we're talking about decisiveness is that if you make a decision, you got to own it. You can't blame somebody else. So if you know you're dealing with somebody that ain't got their mind right, and you know that going in that first 15 minutes, but you looking at them jeans like, but I'm just trying to get up in there, right? You got to deal with whatever comes with that consequence because you were just trying to get up in those jeans, and you got to own that. And I feel like the biggest struggle, especially with the indecisiveness of relationships, come in where a lot of the sisters don't want to own up to the fact that that's their choice. They make a decision to allow that man to get in her pants, knowing that he might have this baggage or knowing that he might have some things, or they denied the brother who came and said, hey, look, man, I might got baggage, but I'm willing to give you my all. And I feel like that's one thing that a lot of black men don't get credit for. A lot of brothers, even if they ain't got nothing, if they really love you, they'll give you their last. And I feel like that means a lot more than somebody who got everything that's only willing to give you a small portion.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I agree. I agree with you, you know, but you know, I don't like the ghosting that women do
Why you have frowns?
either. You know, women tend to ghost men when they feel like they don't want to
Your olives come set.
deal with them. Be woman enough to say this ain't what I want.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but then also you got to look at a lot of the women today.
Nothing.
They got men mindset mentalities, and they've gotten more aggressive into doing what they do, and then they also come at you like, well, I don't care, you know, I'm here for the moment anyway, and you ain't gonna be here but for a minute.
But guess what? You ain't gonna never be the man in Q. You ain't gonna never be the man and think like a man.
Yeah, but they don't know that. But they don't know that.
No. They know that. I'm gonna tell you how they know that. Because if you watch their timeline, that's all they talk about is how he got over on their ass. They know exactly that. The results is telling you, you ain't gonna beat no man and thinking like no man. So you need to just think like a woman because that man won't set balance. I got a buddy of mine. I tell her this all the time. I said, man, you talk too much like one of us. And she said, what's the problem? I said, well, how you expecting some man to want you to be his lady and you talking like the homeboy? He don't need you thinking like the homeboy, thinking like the homeboy. He needs you thinking like his lady so he can have that balance. So you can see that what the homeboy ain't seeing. You can see what the homeboy doing. But if as long as you thinking like a man, then what's his role? He's the man already. What's his role in the scenario and situation? Because he damn sure ain't gonna try to think like no woman.
Nah, and if he do, then there's a problem. There's a problem.
Hide your bra.
There's a problem.
Something's wrong with that picture,
Man.
Exactly.
Man, but the thing is what do you think? Then this is just a side question. What do y'all think that most women are looking for?
I think companionship, man. That
Stability.
companionship and stability, exactly. Companionship and stability. But then, you know, they got to learn to accept it. You know, you got to accept the person for who they are. You know, people gonna change as they grow together, but don't try to change them. You know.
But do you think that they want companionship and they want all these different things, but then do you think that their follow through on actually wanting it and respecting it is there? And I'm just talking about on the basic average of women itself in general.
I guess, yeah.
I'm gonna check it.
It's done. You gotta take it out.
Are you cooking too?
Yeah, man. I'm frying some fish. I'm frying some fish. But I think I just said from me and my perspective with my wife, I think from the beginning we were kind of open to just letting people be who they are. I never tried to change my wife from who she was because that's the woman I fell in love with. Now, I will admit, like, some things had to change because we're in a relationship now. You can't do those things anymore. Yeah. But overall, I still allow her to be who she was. And most relationships fail because people try to change that person, you know, or try to dictate how they move. You know, I'm never going to tell you when you could come in the house or all that stuff, you know. I'm just not that type of dude, but I just say respect me and I'm going to respect you. But if you switch up on me, then I'm going to switch up on you. That's just how it goes, you know. But loyalty is loyalty. Yeah. And if you really, you know, want to be with somebody, you're going to make sure that you do whatever you can to be with that person. Even if it comes to, you know, just me going a little bit deeper with it. Even side pieces. Yeah. If they want to be a part of your life, they're going to make sure they're a part of your life. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, they're going to break. No, my bad. I was about to say they're going to break bread and fake dead, but hey,
Exactly.
But
You gonna be with it or you not gonna be with it. And
Yeah.
a lot of women tend to, ghost and move around.
Yeah.
Where a man is gonna tell you like, hey, this ain't working. I think we need to cool out, whether they married or whatever. A man is gonna tell you. Women, they just move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that I think a part of that is like learned behavior too, right? Like I was watching some therapists talk online, and the therapist talked about how women have kind of got this learned behavior probably that they've seen as far as how they move on, right? Like
Yeah.
not kind of close chapters, cutting people off and not really dealing with it properly, and then finding themselves in the same situation that they call themselves ghosting, right? So they're not necessarily ghosting the individual, they're finding that same person just in a different face and a body type or form. So what'd you say, brother?
Oh, he probably said this fish is good.
Oh, this gumbo.
The gumbo, okay. Yeah, but that's typically what it is. It's that this cutoff culture really makes people find themselves facing themselves, because that's all you really run from, right? I know that if you're in a loving and long-term situation, or even a short-term situation, if you, like he talked about the loyalty and the dedication, if you really want to make something work, right, that's just in you. You can tell people, when I see women or men and they go from person to person to person to person, you can watch they like that with their friendships too. They ain't found nobody in life that they've rolled with, that they were dedicated with for a long period of time. Then you see some women who they or men who've been in a relationship with a person for a period of time, but then they got their side piece and then they got their side friends too. They treat their homies just like they treat their wives, right? And they treat their wives and their homies like they do the side piece and the side friends. So it's all a manifestation of who you are. But if you're loyal and you're dedicated, no matter what you are, you're gonna stay the course. And those are the people I can deal with. If I know who you are and I know where you coming from, then I can deal with you. But if you a kamikaze, you're loose cannon, today you like me, tomorrow you hate me, right? You stabbing me in my back, you're messing up my money, then you can kick rocks or smoke.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, because what gets me most is when a young lady says, well, this is what I'm used to. Well, I'm used to guys doing this to me, and I'm used to guys doing that to me, and I'm not that used to guy.
Right.
I am something way totally different in front of you. So, in order for you to get to me being one of your used tos, I promise you it's going to be different than what you done had in your past. And so it's up to you to make that choice on that difference, and then it locks into that loyalty and that truth about what you really looking for.
Right on.
Right. Either you gonna help me row the boat or you need to jump the hell off the boat. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So it's crazy these days, man. It's just watching people and learning people, and some people most women don't really even know what they really want in a man, because
that's
looking for a certain type. They constantly looking for a certain type, and it's just not gonna be that way,
Yeah,
because they're not that type. They're not the type they're not the type like they're looking for, like a specific body type, specific class of dollars making. And that brother said, well, hold on, how long are you in the kitchen? How long can you really ride the D? How long can you suck the D? How long can you ride the D, suck the D, make the sandwich, and find the lost remote? If that ain't your that ain't your thing, and if that's not what you into, then you got to be careful and make sure you find people that really are compatible with you in your reality, not your fantasy.
Yeah, and when you talk about losing the remote, it depends on what room you lose it in that creates role play. All right, I quit on that one, y'all. I quit.
Yeah, man. But I think it's some good women out there, though. It's some good women out there. It's just, they some of them just tired. They tired. Yeah. They trying to play the role of what the man did to them, and it's just not gonna happen if you're looking for somebody good. My mother used to always say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you got a woman, if you truly looking for a woman, this is me speaking from my mother's heart. The type of woman that you looking for is the type of woman that if your situation gets so bad that you got to sleep in your car and you know that she'll be in that car with you, that's the type of woman that you looking for. But if you got a woman that be like, oh shit, your situation is fucked up. No, I ain't finna do that. I'm finna move around. Then, you know, you could see that in the beginning with women just by their actions and certain things they say. I always tell people, pay attention to what they say.
Yeah.
You know, you always need to listen to what a woman says because they're going to tell you how they feel. You know,
hey, how they treated their ex is how they gonna treat you, one way or another. He wasn't always all bad, and that's the thing that I pay attention to. If it's one guy, okay, maybe, but two or three, and it's the same comments, the same situation, same scenario, but the only person in common is you. Well, I would hate to say that the baby daddies are terrible and they don't want children, but if three brothers say they don't want their kids that's connected to you, I'm gonna say it ain't the kids. I'm gonna say it's you, because at the end of the day, you shown something that is something in you, and I know sisters hate hearing that because they feel like it's bashing women. But the reality of it is, I would say the same thing for a man. If a man got 3 baby mamas and he ain't taking care of none 3 of those kids, then that says more about his character. Now I get if he said he got 3 baby mamas and 2 of them are happy and 1 is disgruntled. Well, she's just a disgruntled baby mama. He may be still a great dad, but that's just that one. And whatever the reason is, they just don't connect. But he got a track record of doing these other kids right. So I can't say bad man because it's one woman. They just ain't seeing eye to eye. Sometimes, unfortunately, the baby, is a casualty of that war. However, if it's all 3 of your baby mamas hate your guts, bro, you an ain't shit nigga, man.
That's fact. That's true. That's true. That's true. And then a lot of women, they can't look at us like we the same dude that hurt them either.
Right.
You know? And a man, if he into you and he's showing you that he into you, and you treat him like he ain't shit, he ain't gonna rock with you if you try to come back. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, because he done seen how you already are.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows your mechanics. That's why I was saying about if she keeps saying that, well, he used to do me like this and he used to do me like that, and all of her he used to's, all of them either look the same or they had the same mind mentality, and they was just those cats that's how it was, and they figured that, you know, that they could get away with what they were getting away with. And she let them. And so that's why I also have to agree with what Thomas talking about. You have to respect yourself in the process and don't give them that open lane in order to constantly disrespect you. Because, you know, I had somebody ask me the other day about, and this is a young lady that we ain't never did nothing, 0. But when you see her, you'll be like, oh man, you should have got with that one, because she's that type of girl. It's somebody that's well structured and very nice. And I'm one of them that like to go fishing a lot and go to the cabin. And then she wanted to know that if I took her up to the cabin, do she have to sleep with me? I said, no. I said, that's your optional choice. If it happened, it happened, because I ain't taking nobody up to a cabin that I don't like being around in the first place. So
You in Minnesota too?
Ain't no question. 10,000 lakes, brother.
All right, well, next time I come down, I want to go fish.
I got you covered, but I promise you we ain't sleeping together.
We definitely not gonna do that.
Hey, but Q, let me piggyback on what you said though.
Yes,
so
sir.
Here's a couple of issues that I have with that. I'm talking about we all grown. Once again, everybody clarifying how grown they are. If you go somewhere as a woman with a grown man, y'all in the cabin, is one bed. What you asking that question for?
Right.
That's the kind of stuff to me that I feel like you are like bro. So within the first 15 minutes, you either know whether you're going or you're staying. I'm not gonna ask that question if a woman invites me, let's say, to Duluth, and she say, hey man, we gonna stay in a hotel and it's only a king size bed. If I'm gonna go to Duluth with her, I'm gonna go see the lakes. We gonna walk, we gonna talk and do all this other thing, just me and her. Clearly, if we gonna spend a night, I'm not spending the night just to be her homeboy. I'm
Right.
because I'm trying to smash. Because if that wasn't the case, we would have took separate cars, had separate hotel rooms, and probably would have brought some more people with us. But they ain't gonna like these games goes back to, do you really know what you want? Because if you want to go fishing and you want to spend that time, don't ask no BS question. Because Q-Bear, if your response would have been, you know what, you're right, you ain't got to sleep with me, but I'm gonna bring this other lady because she want to sleep with me. Watch what her response would have been. She would have said she wouldn't wanted to go.
Right. And that's real.
She not if she wasn't going to get down anyway. That's just the thing.
Yeah.
You know, we alone. Well, I know for me, my wife will tell you I'm an aggressive personality. So if we up in a hotel room or cabin, we definitely gonna do something. Or at least I'm gonna try to do it.
Yeah, and see, and that's exactly it. Something is bound to happen. There's a good possibility of something to happen. But if it don't, then so be it. But at the same time, right, because my thing is, let's go and let's have a good time. Because the thing is, if I show you a good time, you might want to go back up there for that good time again. But that's why I go back to that thing of, you could have a great time and she could say this was boring as hell.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, well, if you got off while she was bored, you ain't gonna be mad. You be like, hey, next time around.
What Bernie Mac say? I got mad. You better get yours.
Yeah.
My wife just rolled her eyes at me.
Hey, but that's just the realistic side of it, man. And it's like, like I said, that game that gets played, some people that's on the bench need to stay on the bench, and don't need to be in the game.
Ooh.
Because the rules changes from sitting on the sideline and being that side piece.
Yeah.
And getting in the game and wanting to be doing it for real.
Don't start if you ain't gonna finish it either.
Right. And see, and that's the other part. A lot of them, and like I said, that a lot of the women they're switching up with that men mind mentality, and they want a slew because now they got a lineup of options. And if you won't buy them that diamond, that other cat might buy it for them. And it ain't got to be a diamond ring, just a diamond.
Man, I'm gonna eat some more.
Hey, well, listen, when they get like that, all I say is, when you think like a man, your numbers are gonna go up. When them numbers go up, and who you slumming around with, unlike a man ain't got to shame a woman. When
right.
Slut shaming, a man ain't got to shame a woman. You ever met a slut and listen to her talk about the situation? She already shamed herself. She already ashamed that she allowed so many people to run through her without commitment. You ain't got to say 5 words. You ain't, as a grown person, as a grown man, you ain't got to bash a woman, right? She already know. She know when she get around men and they by themselves and they just pull their stuff out and expect her to get busy. She know what time it is. She know that's the life that she's put herself into. And she actions. Like, you ain't got to shame a man that's broke. And he know he ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw out of. His head is low already, so you ain't got to say much. The problem with sisters when it comes to relationships nowadays is they're not taking advice from their inner self. We all know right and wrong, and we all know when we're doing a little too much and we ain't doing the right thing. Goes back to choosing the right person. We know the person that we should be choosing to be in a relationship with, the person that's loyal, that's, if they ain't stable, they're willing to work with you to get stable. But that person wants to be in that car, as brother said, if you have nothing at all. We know that person. The problem is we're too busy rolling the dice thinking that we're going to get with the person that's on the road to riches. The issue with that person is his response is going to be, you wasn't with me in the gym shooting them shots. So now that I'm here, you don't get to dictate the cash. You just a trophy. You sit on the mantle and you shut your mouth and look cute.
That's true.
Hey. But and I can say all three of us know this. We know. Is your wife listening?
Yeah, she right here listening.
Okay. Tell her I said I love her and everything's all good what I'm finna say. But we all from growing up no trophy items. And what I mean by that is that girl that rides in the passenger seat, that's that trophy item, that the only reason she there is because she look good. And that guy that's driving that vehicle ain't got no expectations for her other than what she's going to do for him. And she has that role to play because she decided that she wants to be that role player. Now, if he got her in a headlock and making her come out the house and forcing her to sit down in that vehicle and roll that route, that's one thing. But if she goes out there and she got the key and throw it in the ignition and jump right in the passenger seat like she don't know how to drive, then that tells you something.
Yeah, that's true. It's
And
true.
like I said, we all know somebody like that out of our lifetime of being around and being in relationships.
That's real.
Definitely.
That's definitely real. They gotta own it though. The thing is, nobody wants to take that ownership. Everybody
Right.
wants to be in the lane. They want to drive the car, but they don't want to play the role that they are in that seat.
Yeah.
Mhm. As like I said earlier, either you're gonna help row the boat or you need to jump the hell off the boat. That's just how I feel, man. The game plan and stuff, and doing these brothers out here bad where you just cut them off and don't give them an explanation, and guys do the same thing too. I had to tell one of my partners, you should at least call her and tell her you're not interested anymore. Yeah. It is what it is, but I believe in fair exchange. I'm gonna show you what you show me. If you keep it 100 with me, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. But if you start acting funny with me, then I'm gonna act funny with you. And I'm the type of guy, once I cut you off, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I don't do the go back. I'm not gonna leave and come back.
Mm-hmm.
And women tend to think they could get away with that.
Yeah,
I could push him to the side for a minute, then I'll come back to him later.
But part of that problem to that is they believe that they the cute one. They the ones that got all of the what you looking for.
Shit, I believe I'm cute too.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They don't realize that you have your own lineup of options and choices, and they want you to believe that they made the choice. But the only thing that I think that, and this is just me, the only thing that I think that women really have an override on a choice on us is whether they're gonna give up the draws or not. Because we steadily chasing the draws, but they know whether they're gonna give them up or not, and within a short period of time of being with you. That's why some women can go into a club and it be that first day they met you and you got them. Because they already know this person across the room, I'm looking at him, I think this, that, or whatever, and go for it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Let me talk scarcity though. Let's talk about it from an economic scarcity. Scarcity means that there's a lack of a product that's in high demand, right? And it's plenty of coochie out here.
Yeah.
And when you take the plenty of coochie out here, you look at the market value and you're like, somebody's overvaluing coochie. I'm just being real. And this is why I tell brothers, man, value yourself.
Right.
Because even though we chase naturally what's between her legs, it don't make you less like you ain't got no value. Like, listen, this is a shortage of you. It ain't no shortage of her. And you got to make sure that you don't let nobody treat you consistently like they're the catch, and you're just out here. And that's a lot of conversations. And part of it is because in this society, we value mothers or women more than we value men. We'll send men out to war to die. We won't send women off to war to die. We value women in that sense. But we have to have a value for ourselves. And we got to make sure that when we're dealing with somebody that they see value in us, right?
Yeah.
Because you can walk outside and trip into some coochie and screw some other chick instantly. And if that's the case, and she's going to admit to you, but it's hard to find quality guys. Well, if you're a quality guy, why you letting her treat you like shit?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. But you got to have respect for self in order for that to elevate. Because without having respect for self, you just let them do you any kind of way, and then you accept what they throw at you. And then all of a sudden, that's why you find yourself sitting on the corner on the curb and the sunlight then went down and the street light then came on and you sitting in that same spot trying to figure out what happened. And then all of a sudden she drives by you. But then the thing is when she drives by you, she is not in the passenger seat. She got her own car.
That's true. Most men want an independent woman. I know I do.
Yeah.
I want a woman that's independent, but I also want a woman that's real. I want a woman that's authentic in her approach with me and values me and values my opinion and wants to be here. No one has time for a female that ain't sure of herself.
Right.
Or knows what she wants to do. If you're not ready to do this, then you should just, let it be known.
And see, the other thing is added on to that is even if she's not sure, but she's making progress or trying to make some,
at least trying.
But the only way you're going to find that out is in conversation. You got to be able to communicate with each other, and you got to be able to relate with each other on what you're talking about and have understanding and respect for each other. Because if you get a young lady that don't respect you at all, tell her, honey, I'm going to work, and then watch and see how quickly somebody else come in your door or she done left out the door right after you leave.
Yeah.
That's that lineup of disrespect. And then if you come in the gate like that, then expect for that gate to stay open like that. And the only way it's going to change is by the two of y'all getting together and trying to work some things out. And sometimes some things just ain't workable when it comes in that way. Because if you started out as a side piece and then you became the main piece, you always got to wonder where that other dude then went to.
But listen, this is what I would say though. Once again, that's the value situation.
Yeah.
Here it is. You two scarce products. Let me just put it in layman's terms. The kids like to go to Foot Locker, Foot Action to get the J's, and they want them exclusive. It's the scarcity of J's. They only put out a certain amount of brand new Jordans, the retros, when they come out. They might put out 60 pair, but you might have 600 people in line for that 60 pair. They value that 60 pair because there's not a lot of it. You'll be a plumb dumb fool. And I'm saying this as a man who I would tell anybody, if I know a woman got a man, whether it's her boyfriend, whether it's her husband, or some brother that's just running up in her, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Because that woman shouldn't be occupying two men, knowing that other women are saying that they can't find a good man. What makes her so much valuable than other women to occupy that space when we're already talking about it's a lack of good brothers, heterosexual black men at that in our communities. And y'all know what we do as black men over women we love. A brother will kill you over a woman he loves. So I'm not even going to go there with that brother because I ain't going to let him take me out. So in retros, I got to take him out if he coming. So I'm not going to do that over that woman. I'm going to let her have her time with that brother. And when she get away from that situation, she can come holler at me. But I feel like that goes back to that respect, man. I'm going to tell y'all something that happened to me recently. A sister came over, not recently, but a while ago.
As long as it wasn't in 1814, we all right.
All right, cool. But so a sister came to my crib. She hung out. She gave me some top. Now look, I wasn't asking for the top.
I was be cracking up.
But she gave me the top as if she had papers on me. Like the next day, the conversation was as if she owned me. Like my value was what she put in her mouth. And it's like, I didn't ask you for that. And you ain't gonna put me down on that level. Like that's all I am as a man. There's more to me than just that. I ain't asked you, but I'm accepted, but it's much more to me than that. You didn't show me the other side of you. You just showed me you willing to be nasty. What else are you willing to be? Because it's 1,000 women willing to be nasty. Are you willing to come over here and at least chill and show me your intellectual side, your emotional side? Can I trust you in my house if I had to make a quick run, not to go into my drawers and steal my money out? Whatever it is, man. Like as black men, I keep saying this all the time. we get disrespected so much, and some of us don't even know the disrespect because we say, oh, she gave us some head, she gave us some ass, she might even throw you a little change. But bro, if she got that to give and she got way more than that and she done gave that to everybody, you just got the company product. That belongs to everybody that work at the company.
Yeah. or showed up to work. They don't
That's it.
Earlier, she belonged to the streets, right? She belonged
but again, you got to know who you're dealing with. That's the number one key part.
It's value. You got to put value into the relationships. Like I said, whether you married, you the side piece or whatever, you still, nothing is going to work if you don't put in time, period. Even in the beginning of relationships with women, he wasn't fun enough. He not my type. Well, he was your type when you was talking to him over the phone for 7 weeks. You know,
right?
It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's sad when you really think about it. But, you know, I know for me, I don't worry about it no more. You know, I'm married. You know I'm still a handsome guy, even at my age. I still consider myself handsome. I used to always tell women this: you fine, but you don't look better than I do. You know? so I love myself. I love myself more than I love anybody, because if I can love myself more than I love anybody else, how can I? That's just like me with my wife. If I don't love me, how can I love you? You know?
Really?
And women tend to take, like you said earlier, they take men for granted. Yeah. They don't appreciate a good dude, and that's why they single till this day. You know, those that's out here just looking or comfortable with just being a fuck. You know, most people, even fellas that got side pieces or women that got side pieces, trust me, that side piece been that side piece for a long time.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You are totally correct.
She know she definitely not going, because she comfortable with that. She okay with being the other woman, and some men are okay with being the other man because they don't have to deal with nothing else. But when they get together for that time, that's their time. You get what I'm saying? That's their time. But if you looking for something real, then all the extracurricular activities got to go, because you'll never learn a person if you still looking. If you're dealing with multiples, you're not going to learn a person if you're dealing with multiples. So women need to sit down and spend that time with the person that they're trying to get to know before they say, okay, I'm going to date this guy, I'm going to date this guy, I'm going to date this guy. Hell, you confused now. You're dealing with 3 different personalities. You're not going to know what the fuck you want.
And some of them don't know what they're looking for. I just being realistic, because they confused at the fact of what they done been through their past. And then it's like, well, he did me. I keep going to that. He did me like this. He did me like that. And all of your he did me's, they all have the same features, the same characteristics. And then when you run up to somebody who's that nice guy, that one that wants to do this and want to be successful and want to put things together and want to make it work, and then all of a sudden it ain't happening because it's not in that same mode. They used to a certain type.
That's true.
Because they belong to the streets. That's what it boiled down to, man. Listen, the problem with a lot of it is that everybody here's the thing. If you ever been off the porch in the streets, you understand the streets ain't for everybody.
Right.
The streets ain't for everybody, and you don't go emulating what's in the streets because you're not built for that. In today's time, people don't understand that. Men don't understand. I've seen guys who I know ain't never been in the streets a day in their life talk crazy like they about that life. Until they run into somebody that's about that life, then it's like, oh, you was playing gangster until you met a gangster. Now what you gonna do? Same thing with women. Oh, you want to play fast and loose? Well, guess what? There's some brothers that'll put your ass out here on the tracks. Yeah, and you can play that game around with some of these lames, but when you run across somebody else and then you want to be in the streets. I mean, look, I ain't never seen so many sisters who got hood tendencies that never really wanted to spend a day in the hood. And then wonder why men are treating them like hood rats or Fortune 500 rats. Well, listen, if you come across me and I'm from that element of life and I see the MO of what you doing, I don't care what your degree say. I don't care how much money you make. If you acting like a hood rat, I'm gonna treat you like a hood rat. That's just how that goes. So I say you walk around and you should act like the person that you want people to treat you like. If you want respect, act respectable. You can be a promiscuous woman and still act respectable towards yourself, and men will give you respect. There's plenty of prostitutes or call girls that get respect because that's how they carry themselves.
Yeah.
So she a hoe, she's a respectable hoe, right?
Yeah. Say that one more time.
She's a hoe, but she's a respectable hoe.
That's for real. That's for real. You know, they got a certain trait about themselves. They know what their MO is. And they didn't just show up for practice. They walked the street in that game for real. You know, and the biggest part about it that shows a lot of it is a lot of the high class, you know, people that then got locked up or then just got a lot of different charges against themselves because of dealing with them types. And then all of a sudden when that dollar flows tend to change, then that's when their mindset begin to change. And then they start thinking differently. And then all of a sudden you got all these cases. That's where some of your biggest cases come from. Your biggest high lineup cases, they're not the average court cases. They're them call girls that made some calls for a long period of time, and then something happened, the money got short, or somebody didn't get something in the process that they thought they should have gotten. Then all of a sudden they want to expose. And instead of telling all of it, they just tell that one side of it, and then society takes it and run with it and starts blasting.
Are you talking about the Me Too's? Is that what you're talking about?
Man, there's a whole lot attached to it. It ain't just a Me Too.
Well, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to all the girls I felt on their booty in elementary school. I want to say I'm sorry. Don't come back down and talk about y'all.
We passed it. We passed it. It's Illinois. We through.
Nah, but I'm glad that y'all having this discussion, man, because you know, my wife had got a little bit upset with me because I've been trying to link my best friend up with a couple of her buddies, and it ain't really been working out, you know. But she don't know the conversations that I have with my buddy when he come to me saying he looking for something real. And then I know my wife got these buddies that's good girls, and I introduce them. But the thing that I say in the beginning, once I introduce y'all, it ain't got nothing to do with me no more.
Yeah. Oh, he on his own. He on his own.
Right. You're on your own. So whatever happens, once y'all get to know each other, it's not on me, you know. But my wife, she tend to get a little bit upset because that's her buddy. And if it don't work out, then I shouldn't have never did it. But all I did was introduce them.
But let me give you this side of it, because I'm not trying to sneak in y'all's business. But at the same time, when I come that way, I'm looking for your wife's friends, because when you talk about somebody that's being realistic about just being about, that's somebody that I wouldn't mind going and sitting at a dinner table just for a conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to say that we went somewhere and had a good time, and it really wasn't about the sex. You know, because that comes down the line once you get to know somebody and you spending some time, and you may get it and you may not. It all depends on what you're looking for. And then if you got game about yourself, you might get it, you know, a lot quicker than you would think. But then at the same time, if it comes to you before you thought about getting it, then, you know, maybe she got more game than you got.
That's true. A man ain't gonna chase you unless he truly wants you, though.
Right.
That's real. A man.
Like I said, I am not going to take you to the cabin to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to spend 3 to 5 days together in a cabin. And then the question you ask me is, do I have to give you some? No, you ain't got to do nothing. But you might not be that one that's going for them 5 days just because of that comment you made prior to. Yeah, because I wasn't even thinking about the sex. I was thinking about Right.
Yeah,
You know,
that
because
that's
one of the
that's a
I'm sorry,
turn
go
off.
ahead. Yeah,
That's a turn off.
man. One of
Yeah,
the
like,
biggest things that we don't do is be adventurous and going to places and doing things.
yeah.
You know, just to get to know each other. You
Mhm.
know, it's like I golf. I ain't the greatest golfer, but I can play. I can play well enough to beat a lot of people. But then at the same time, if you want to learn the game, let's go and we can get out there and I can show you how to do what needs to be done. And it don't have to be sexual. But now if there's an attraction and that side elevates, then our mindsets change on how we dialogue and conversation. But I'm still going to teach you about the game.
That's real. But I would say this though too, man. And this goes back to knowing what a person wants. I think that you don't want to do nobody. I'd rather deal with somebody without stipulations than
Yeah.
get with somebody who got a bunch of stipulations. If I got a choice of hanging out on a weekend, I'm gonna have fun. You know, like this is what I can do, and this person got a list of things I can't do. Well, the can't do's, I can't deal with you because look, you've already telling me what I can't do to be around you. So what's the point of me being there, right? You've already told me, hey, no, you ain't that type. You ain't my type. Well, cool, baby. Well, listen, I ain't your type, so kick rocks or smoke them. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get with who want to kick it, who want to do all these things because I'd rather be with that person versus being with somebody else that you're telling me, here's all the stipulations in the world to kick it with me. Well,
I'm everybody's type. What you mean? You know what you talking about? You know, like that kills me when they say that. That's annoying as hell. Oh, that's not my type. That's not my type. What is your type?
Yeah.
Tell me.
And you know, a lot of times what you might want to do in the process, and this is for some of them that's listening, is ask them, what are they looking for? What is your type?
Mm-hmm.
You know, not what you used to. Because apparently you've been used to a bunch of knuckleheads, and there's a whole string of them. And you've been running around with a bunch of knuckleheads for a consistent time because that's what you used to. That's why I say about that used to side. But when it comes to you wanting to be for real and you ready to get rid of all that nonsense and the knucklehead business and all that, then let's conversate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of them. We can fire up a little small mini grill, go out to the park and grab some steaks and wine or whatever you want to drink. I'm gonna ask you what your preference is, because I ain't no drinker, you know what I'm saying? But I still want you to enjoy yourself. But then at the same time, while we sitting there, we're gonna have conversation. And if we get to the table and the only thing we do is eat and then it's time to go, that's a short date.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat you like you supposed to be treated. I feel like women should. To me, this is just me. Other men may not think like this, but I think women are the most beautiful species on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
All shapes, sizes, colors, especially our Black women and Latino women. It's just something about them that just, I love. But I'm going to treat you like a woman supposed to be treated because I know how I love my mother. And my mother always treat women with respect, show them that you care and love on them. But if you change on me, then I'm gonna treat you like you don't exist.
Yep, get distant. Yeah,
I'm a distance myself from you, and I'm comfortable with that because I love me more. It's just different from most guys. Like I don't understand how guys will sit up here and be like, "Oh, she left me. I'm so sick. Oh my, I can't live without her." I don't understand that. I get it. Like if my wife left me today, yeah, I'll be hurt by it, but it ain't gonna kill me. Right. I see.
Yeah, but you put some time into that though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. There's some things that done cultivated in the process of years of being and doing, and so a lot of the memories of different things that took place is what you'll automatically go to or go back to in your mindset about that relationship. Then you'll end up missing more then you'll think. And then all of a sudden you start balancing on where did we go wrong and how can we figure this out? But those things are relationships you can bring back together compared to somebody that you ain't had nothing with but a 1 or 2 night.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't put nothing into it.
I can't put myself through something of hurt if a woman don't want me though.
Right,
like
right.
That I can't. Okay, she don't want me. Yeah, like Thomas said earlier, there's a whole bunch of them out here.
Yeah,
you know, and you got to respect yourself enough to know that you could get you another one. Just like men. You know, it's easier for women, especially if they're attractive. You know, men, we tend to got to work a little bit harder to get a woman to, you know, to be happy with a woman. I'm gonna say it that way. Because we got ways and things that we like. See, I like women that got a little hood in them and a little attitude. I need a little pushback because I know sometimes I'm gonna fuck up, and I know sometimes I'm gonna say things that they don't like and do things that they don't like. But overall, I'm gonna love you with the utmost respect, and I'm gonna do my best to take care of you. These women nowadays ain't looking for the good guy no more. They looking for the guy that can, you know, give them all the materialistic things, and those things don't matter. If it's real, those things do not matter.
Hey, listen, see, I met a woman that I'm dealing with, and I always tell her like, yo, she don't understand what a brother had to get through to get to her. When you go to somebody's house and they're offering you something to drink or something to eat, when they're respecting your mind as a man and respecting you as a person, it's a lot different than somebody that always looking for what they can get out of you versus what they can help build with you or put into you. That's what it's supposed to be like, right? You're supposed to find somebody that you're willing to pour into, that's willing to pour back into you. So that way both cups are never empty.
Right.
The problem that we have in society is everybody trying to use somebody. And at the end of the day, if you ever get used, when you think about the tally, you don't never feel good about seeing that person or being around that person. If you're dealing with somebody that got them United Way type ways where their hand is always out, you trying to avoid those people, whether it's a lady friend or home or your home. They always begging. You trying to avoid the beggar. Ain't nobody trying to see a beggar every day. You know, if you driving to work every day, you see that same person on the corner with that sign out talking about they need some change because they homeless. If you give it to them a few times, about that 5th time, you'll get tired of seeing that person on the block like, God damn, I done gave you like $500 already, right?
Right.
They all begging. Nobody wants to deal with somebody that's always looking to pour into them. And this is what we talked about with Tiff them. The idea, because you feel like because a man got it, he's supposed to give it. No, you're supposed to earn it. Because if a man just give it to you, he a trick. And women don't respect tricks. I don't care what no woman tells you. No woman respects a trick. If you just give to a woman and she don't earn it, she's gonna have zero respect for you, and she's talking about you like a dog.
And that's why I said when what runs out, you know, and she ain't getting it the way that she wanted, then that's when the problems elevate and occur. Then all of a sudden you find them other people that's been sitting in the shadows, they start showing up a little more often. They was already there, but she ain't never stopped what she was doing in the first place.
And when I see these brothers that be out here, that be like, they got these 6-figure salaries, they got these beautiful wives that's always on vacation without them, and always with their homegirls enjoying their life without them. And you ain't never seen a picture or hardly see a picture of him and his wife, unless it's an anniversary or a family photo that somebody tagged them both in. You got to know that she belonged to the streets.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Hey, listen, bro, they will brag about a job that's paying them their paycheck 24/7. If you a man that's breaking bread with your lady all the time, you taking care of her, and you ain't in the photo, and she only taking a picture of the plate of the food that you paid for, she belong to the streets, bro. That hey man, she's worldly, real worldly. She's worldly in a holy way. And when I say holy,
with that on the top, I'm gonna get a shirt with that. She belongs to the streets,
bro. Hey, that's gonna be the next T-shirt to come out. She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the
Just telling y'all, man.
Yeah,
Man,
but there's
listen.
but on the real, there's some signs that I've flat blatantly seen that exposes exactly what you're talking about. You know, and the thing is when you understand it, you gotta respect it, because the thing is the biggest problem is not having respect for self to accept those kind of things on a consistent basis. Because somebody is consistently getting it that way, and they accepting it because of whatever the situation may be.
That's true.
Real talk.
That's true.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's just for me. I'd rather show you than tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna say nothing verbally. I'd rather show you. You know, let's go places. Let's do things. You know, and that's probably the biggest way to let somebody know that you care about them. It's by your actions, not your words. Because you could say it all day, but never put anything on the table that says and shows that this is what I'm about, and I'm for real about it. You know, but if she comes in and she telling you, well, you got to buy me a diamond ring, you got to buy me a car, you got to get me this, you got to get me that. No, how about we work together and get it together, and it becomes ours, not just yours.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just feel like the way I think, either you with it or you're not with it. You know, you can't be halfway into something. If you start it, you need to finish it, whether that's staying the course or ending it. And you know, give like you said, give us an opportunity to get to learn and know each other.
Yeah.
Because you know, in the beginning, I may not be the person when you first look at me and you say, oh, well, he may not have this, or I don't think he got that. But then I may be that one person that love you better.
Yeah, yeah. And the only way that they're going to find out is by taking time and spending time.
To know.
Yeah. And if it don't work, it just don't work. You know, so just for your guy that's being introduced to your wife's friends, you know, he gotta understand that if it's happening too often and all of them saying the same thing, he might be that problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's not that he's not worthy of, but there got to be something in his mechanics that he's doing that keeps shutting that door on a consistent basis.
Yeah. It's called, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Some of these brothers, we gotta say it's difference between a male and a man.
Yeah.
Some brothers mature. Some women never mature. And the majority of it, as y'all know, man, when you get to a certain age, like being in my 40s, I don't even look at things the same. I ain't got time to be out here hunting woman after woman. I ain't got time for the chase. I'm at a point now where I'm more like trying to set my legacy up. I ain't looking for all those little things that I could do as a young man. You don't have time for all of that. When you see men still acting like they in their 20s or in their teens, you already know that brother ain't mature. The other side of it too, ladies, is y'all got to be careful on how much y'all put value in a man on how he slang the D. Because if he know you gonna break bread or fake dead on how he slang it, well, he gonna slang it to everybody anyway, so he can cash out. That's his lottery ticket. So you got to make sure, same way like a woman. Y'all know there's women out here based off her beauty and her booty, right? That's all she got to offer. She probably can't cook worth a damn, and she probably can't think worth a damn. But she pimped the hell out of that beauty and booty until it's all shriveled up and she don't have nothing else to offer. Social Security don't look right because she ain't never worked a day in her life. You know what I'm saying? So we got to just be honest about all of us ain't maturing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I say on social media all the time, we might be the same age, but you might have been in that hallway with them other students.
Damn.
That little bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Papa says.
That's funny.
Hey, man. But you keep it in 100 though. You keep it in 100, man. You keep it in 100. Yeah, I you know, it's some good brothers out here, and women, they got to give some brothers an opportunity to show them and allow them to be loved. You know what I'm saying? It's some really good dudes out here. Just like I know it's some good women out here. But
for sure.
you know, you know, you gotta spend time in something that you want. You got to spend time with it. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna date Henry, and then next week I'm gonna date Harry, and then the other week I'm gonna date Henrietta, because you know some women they do it all. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But hey,
it's the truth though, man. You gotta spend time. You gotta allow yourself time to get to know somebody before you decide.
But
hey, me.
But you know, the crazy part is there's a whole lot of them out there that would jump on the ship because there's a lot of room. And they would take that ride for as far as they could ride it. And they would be the secondary and the third dairy and the fourth dairy to the situation until they become the number one in the situation because they're just waiting for that opportunity.
Mhm.
And the opportunity that they're waiting on may not be for them. Because if they on that ship and that side piece and they that side piece number 3 and 4, they got to wait till number 1 and 2 get out the way before they can move up. But they steadily after that one same guy that's doing all the things that they see him do, that they say that they like, and they say that's what they want. Then when they get it, it ain't for them after a certain point because they hate the mistreatment that comes along with it.
So I got a term for you. I'm gonna give you a term for that, Q.
Yeah.
Because we all suffer from it from time to time.
In the pocket.
Survivor's remorse.
Yeah.
A lot of times we feel like we're not deserving of the better things in life.
Yeah.
Because of where we come from and what we've made it through. Sometimes people will self-sabotage. And I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's been from business or relationships, I've self-sabotaged where I had to say, well, damn, man, I was overthinking that. Really, all Shorty really wanted. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, a sister called me up 2 years ago. She texted me. She was pretty much offering to take me to a Timberwolves game and out to eat. What I read in the text, though, was something totally different than what she sent me. Hey, my response was, hey, you got me messed up. So she called me. No, baby, look, I just want to take you to the game and I want to take you out to eat. And I'm ready to go in, but I was ready to, because ain't nobody never just hit, like that was rare. Somebody just hit you about the blue that you ain't even talking to like that and say, man, it's Sunday board. Hey, I want to take you to the game so we can sit front row. I want to be able to take you out to eat and we can hang out. I just really want to do this for you. Ain't no rhyme or reason. I just want to hang out with you. And that was odd. And I was willing to sabotage it because really at the end of the day, I probably didn't feel like I was deserving. You know what I'm saying? I read what I read, but my brain was telling me something else.
But that's because you was accustomed to something else. And that's what caused you to be in that track and that mindset. Because remember we talk about that value thing?
Yeah.
That's where it elevates to it. It's okay for somebody to want to groom you into what they would like it to be and what they like it to be like, and they can show you some things.
You know what my response text was? It was, man, you better get your bacon ass on.
Hey,
something wrong with Thomas, man.
Thomas, wow.
Something wrong with him.
That was my response. Then she hit me up like, no, I'm not begging, I'm offering. I'm like, oh, well, shit, hey, I'll be dressed in 35 minutes.
That's a different pair of shoes.
Bro.
Quit begging, goddammit. You know how much a Timberwolves ticket will cost me?
Man.
Oh my goodness.
but let me tell you for the record, them front row seats are small. For the Timberwolves, yeah, man, I had a problem sitting in them.
And she was just trying to get close, Q. That's all it was.
But then she had the right tickets then, because you're gonna sit close to each other.
She was just trying to get close. I appreciate it. It wasn't the second date, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes the only way you're gonna find out is to go on it though. You know, you got to be adventurous. You got to try it out to see what is and what ain't. You know, and like I said, every time you go out with somebody or everything that you think is supposed to work, it's not gonna always work. But if it works for you or it's good for you or you feel good about it, I say do it. If you're feeling good about it. But if you feel you're being taken advantage of, man, get away from that like a fly on stank.
But hey, but the advice that I would give anybody, my response initially was wrong.
Yeah.
Once again, I was willing to self-sabotage. And that goes back to women saying they want stability, they want good men, they want a brother that's really into them. When you get that man, don't be nitpicking about he might play PlayStation or he may not be into all the drama. He may not do block. If he in the house up under the roof and he's dedicated to paying the bills and being with you and y'all enjoying certain things together and he's dedicated to you in that relationship and he's willing to grow while you grow with them, you better make that work because you can't be saying it ain't no good men if you burning through all of them.
Yeah. They're burning through all of them trying to get to a good one. And then when they get to the good one, they say, oh, no, well, he wasn't as strong as the one prior to. So they bypass him.
They done tampered them all, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they done touched on all the brothers without the damn hand sanitizers. Run around here with that, that COVID-19 touch.
Hey,
You know,
y'all may get this too, but a lot of women seem to navigate towards the brothers that mistreat them more than that show them that they care. You know, it's like, okay, this one over here, he controlling. This one over here don't come home. This one over here constantly cheating on you. But you got this good guy that's showing you like, hey, I got your back. Let me prove to you I got your back.
She called him,
but you don't want him. He a lame.
Yeah,
But he really the man. You know what I'm saying? He the one that's really gonna hold you down. While this other dude, yeah, he might help you get your cars and pay your bills and all this stuff, but he's gonna fuck other women.
Yeah,
where
on a consistent basis.
Got you. Yeah,
on a consistent basis.
Or he may be the guy that provides you a nice house, but your eyes stay black and closed, so you never get to see the blinds. I mean, listen, man, that's just what it is, and it right because a lot of people are attracted like flies attracted to shit. Some sisters are attracted to bullshit, and you know what I'm saying. If you a brother, a sister told me this a while ago. She said, "I base men on who I date on the women that they dated before me. If I know he's used to dealing with trash, I know he can't treat me like the woman I am." And she said, I recommend to you, if you deal with a woman and you see all these dudes she dealt with ain't shit, then 9 times out of 10, she probably ain't shit either. So you just need to go ahead and duck that one. And I would give that advice to everybody else. Don't listen to all these horror stories as if it's just these people. No, this person keeps attracting what they are. If he's abusive all the time, she's abusive as well, because she's learned that from her abuser. That's her love communication to abuse other people. Watch her with her children. Ask how many times that she had to call the police on her other ex. If she's a person that says, I've had to give out money, he used me, well, then you start watching her with her friends. Are she using her friends? Do her friends always have to pay the way every time they go? Is she always lying about her money situation to get over on her mama and everybody else? Well, that's who she is. So we got to get out of this idea of we saving these damsels in distress. You better listen to these horror stories. And if they are on repeat, that's who she is. And no matter what you do, you're going to blur into the guy that whooped her ass, even if you don't whoop her ass. You're going to blur into the guy that took all her money, even though you're giving the money. You're going to blur into the person that played her, even though she's the one sucking and fucking everybody else behind your back. That's just how that story goes. So be careful out there, brothers, as well as sisters, to these sob stories.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's double real.
Well, y'all, this has been fun, but you know, I ain't got a big booty chick no more. I can't say that no more, but I got this little pretty brown thing. I got to hit up, you know, she might be watching, be like, so the big booty stripper chick, is she still in the picture? So I can't say that tonight. Big booty stripper chick, I'm gonna call you on the back line. But yeah.
Boy, he's stupid, man. He's stupid.
Oh, she left the house.
You know, that's stupid. But it's like on the real. On the real. there's a lot of sisters out there that have definitely been mistreated. There's no question about that. And we're not playing it short or no short game to it. So on behalf of all the men that mistreated all the women out there, for whatever reason, I apologize on that aspect. But give a real brother a chance and a try and an opportunity, sometimes just to say hello. You know, because sometimes you say hello and they look at you like, you speaking to me? Because they don't expect nobody to say nothing to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, so again, I apologize on that aspect of it. But at the same time, come to me with some truth and some honesty and some realness. And it don't have to be way above water. We could be in a pond trying to swim and it's right at the nose and the mustache. You know, but at the same time, as long as I can float and we hold on each other, we're gonna float together. Because that boat tends to sink sometime. Because there's a bunch of holes in it, and we keep a bunch of holes around us. So in the process of that, I want to say hats off to both of y'all, man, for just taking time and just having a brother's conversation.
I appreciate it. And I want to say this, man, to the women. Allow a person the opportunity to love you and to love you correctly, because you deserve that. You know, don't always push away people because they show certain traits of the last person that you were with, because they're not them, you know. And a genuine brother is going to do whatever he can to make sure that you're good. And you got to see that in them in order to know that, you know, that's the person you want to be with. You know, I value brothers. And this is, you know, very important for me to say. Most men, all we need to know from a woman is that you're going to be real with us. You're going to hold us down, and you're going to allow us the opportunity to love you. If you're not going to give us that opportunity, don't waste our time. You know, go ahead and go on to the next person, because, you know, time is precious to all of us. And women deserve to be loved, and men have to love them correctly, because if they don't, these women out here are going to treat you just like you did them, because they're tired.
Yeah,
They're tired. And, you know, I see it. I know they fed up. But women, all men are not bad dudes. You got to give them an opportunity to show you that they got your back.
Yeah. Yep. And with that being said, I want to say I'm not going to apologize to all the women Q apologized to. I just want to say to all those chicks that I was the dude that you decided to go against and went with the other guy. The joke's on your ass. That's all I got. Hard for you. I mean, hey, you made a decision. That's your decision. It wasn't mine. Yeah. But with that being said, I will tell you, the one thing I will say about Black men and women, when you find that right person, you're going to feel bad about all those other people that you had to deal with to get with that right person. When you're sitting with that person, you'll be laughing about those other folks that you gave that time to, because you'll recognize the one thing you can't get back from anybody is time. So what I say is, when anybody give you that time and that effort, the emotion, love, and you got to be willing to show appreciation. Yes. And appreciation, man, is the one thing that I feel like every man wants. A man will break his back for you if he knows that it's appreciated. If you ask a man, sister, to come to your house and it's a blizzard out and he's shoveling your walk, whether it's a friend of the family or what have you, he should never leave your house without something warm to drink or something hot to eat, because he's shoveling your walk. You don't just say thank you. We got into this business, men and women, of saying things with our mouths versus showing with our actions. And that's what our elders, that's what they used to do. They would show you gratitude. You come cut an elder's yard on a hot sunny day, they're gonna have some iced tea or some lemonade waiting on you to show you like, yo, I ain't got no money for you. I appreciate what you're doing, and this is all I got to give you. So remember that. If you want to have a happy relationship, you got to come with appreciation to the table. And I will apologize to anybody that I didn't show gratitude to, because the one thing I would tell you at this point now, I'm learning that's the best thing I got to offer. Besides effort, my own particular effort is gratitude, because people will give you more if they show that you can show grace, You can show respect and humility in what they're doing for you. But last but not least, because I can't let the show go without me saying this.
Here we go.
No, it's no joke. I am grateful for Tiffany for coming up with the 4 opinions. I'm gonna tell you, Q-Bad knows they always do this to us all the time, Brother Robert. They go on vacations and they schedule shows with me and Q. But they'll schedule the show and then remind us that they're going on vacation, and that's why it's an all-male show. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, but Q-Bad, the next time they're up, it's just them, it's not us. And that's supposed to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on November 5th is when we're coming back. So ladies, the show is yours. I hope you guys can maintain without me and Q. I'm gonna be watching and I'm gonna be talking crazy. Latoya is no longer channeling tequila and doing soft porn. She done with the soft porn stuff. I think Cinemax canceled that shit.
Hey, that's why they closed the Capri Theater.
That's what it was, brother. That's what it was. Hey, don't let her tell you no different, because you know when they start lying, a sister boy, if brothers be thinking they lying, boy, a woman can lie better than any man I've ever met. So trust me, don't listen to what Latoya tell you when she come on here. She ain't doing that soft porn no more. Her ex-boo came back in the picture. He said, "Hey, we cut that. We cut that. Put them clothes on, girl. Stop acting fast."
I hear that.
So with that being said, y'all enjoy y'all week. I was gonna bring up the Ice Cube thing, but I feel like Cube has been getting a lot of bad press, and we ain't got enough time to talk about it. But I salute any black man in America that's standing up for his family and for his people, because we live in a cell phone culture where a nigga will watch you get your brains beat out so that they can film it. Anybody that's gonna jump in and do something verbally or physically to stop whatever's going on in this society, we got to give them props.
I feel that, and with Q, he got his own life to live, man, and you can't judge a brother by wanting to do his own thing. We all gonna do our own thing, so I ain't mad at him. I know I ain't voting for Trump.
Well, that makes 3 of us.
You're right.
Yeah. But
I think you said he wasn't voting for Trump either. So I think ain't nobody voting for Trump, punk ass.
Right.
Hey, but then because I definitely ain't voting for him. There's no question about it. He ain't said nothing or showed me nothing to say anything about anything, because I didn't vote for him in 2016.
Right.
Because I wasn't convinced then. But as radical as he's been talking, and as much nonsense and racism and all that stuff that just elevates and disrespect, come on, man. I can't be your cheerleader. I don't even want to show up at whatever rally you're doing, because it may not be, some of us may not make it home. Let me say that.
Yeah, I never support somebody that, look at people as beneath him.
Right.
I never support that, ever.
No doubt, y'all. And that's where I stand with it too. I will certainly, hopefully, by the time we come back, we'll be able to talk about something else. Brother Robert, we got to bring you on with Tiffany and Mika and Toya so we can have them chime in, because the Facebook really messed us up today, not being able to stream it. They'll be able to go back and watch it on the YouTube, even though we're live. I know Tiffany is watching, but she ain't commented. But I'm pretty sure she got a lot of shit to say in the chat, and I'm going to have to hear an earful, especially about the jokes about them belonging to the streets. But they know what
I know she gonna get at. I know she gonna get at me too. So
yep. Well, all right, brothers, man. Y'all enjoy y'all night. Let's do some.
Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Right,
no
brother.
doubt. Y'all be safe. All right.
Yep.